And welcome back to the Michael Cohen Show on our continued journey to 500,000 subscribers. We're like 60 some odd thousand subscribers away from hitting our mark. So help me to get there. Hit subscribe, watch, comment, and share, because the stupidity, the nonsense, it just doesn't stop. Well, here's what we know today. Trump left for the United Kingdom this morning and spoke to reporters on his way out of the White House. Trump has been saying that we are going to become, get a look, this is not my words, these are his words, that we are going to become the richest country, as he continued to ramble about the money that we are currently taking in from other countries. Play the clip.
Don't forget, European Union is paying our country because of tariffs $950 billion. Think of that. We're talking about a year. $950 billion. Japan is paying us $650 billion. These are countries that paid us nothing until I came along. And China's paying us a tremendous tariff. You know what the tariff is, right? You know what the tariff they're paying us? Yeah. What?
Yeah, so it's 30% for the fentanyl as well as whatever for the 301s.
20% for the fentanyl. But the overall is about 55%. Okay? That's as opposed to nothing. Would you say that's a difference?
Okay, there's so much wrong in that statement. First and foremost, in 2024, and I want you to look this up, which is the richest country in the world in 2024? That, of course, is before he became president of the United States. The top 15, number one rounded out as the United States with $25.43 trillion. Number two, China with $14.72 trillion. We are technically twice that of China. But here's something interesting. Japan came in number three. Number two to number three is a whopping number. Japan's wealth is literally $4.25 trillion. We are 10 times wealthier than Japan. But yet somewhere along the line, Trump makes the claim that they're paying us something like $650 billion, meaning that they are paying us 10% of their entire GDP annually. Look, not a lot of things I'm going to call bullshit on, but I'm calling bullshit on that one. So meanwhile, the reporter goes on and asks Trump about Pope Leo's comments criticizing CEOs of companies for making something like 100 times more than their average worker. Play that clip.
Leo the other day in the interview criticized the fact that some CEOs make hundreds of times more in salary than average workers. He's worried about polarization. Yeah. Do you share that concern?
Well, I do say there's a big gap. I do say that. Don't forget, I'm a popularist. There's a big gap.
Mr. President.
Okay. I mean, I'm not so sure why it's funny. It is going to become an economic civil war in this country. Mark my words on it. You can't have people who are buying boats that are bigger than cities, 600, 700 foot long. Imagine, and not one of them, but two of them, while other people can't afford a donut. I mean, this is where we're going to start to see real problems in this country. Now, here was the great one. An Australian reporter goes on and asks Trump if he thought that it was a problem to have a president who is so engaged with business. Well, that question really pissed Trump off. He wasn't happy with the question at all. In fact, to show he wasn't happy, he actually went after the reporter and Australia to boot. Play the clip.
That is appropriate, President Trump, that a president in office should be engaged in so much business activity.
Well, I'm really not. My kids are running the business. I'm here. You know what the activity, where are you from?
I'm from the Australian Broadcasting Corporation, Paul Corner's program.
Well, the Australians, you're hurting Australia, right? In my opinion, you are hurting Australia very much right now. And they want to get along with me. You know, your leader is coming over to see me very soon. I'm going to tell him about you. You set a very bad tone.
Well,
go ahead, John.
Okay, maybe you
can set a nicer tone.
When the UAE does a deal, what does it want in return?
Quiet.
Mr. President.
Whoa. Meanwhile, the same reporter also asked Trump about being the wealthiest president in America's past. Play the clip.
Regarded to be the wealthiest man who's ever occupied the White House. How much wealthier are you now than when you returned to the White House? Well, I don't know the deals I made for the most part, other than what my kids are doing. You know, they're running my business. But most of the deals that I've made were made before. And that's what I've done for a life. I built buildings, like I'm building a building here. You know where I'm building? You know what? You see that area? Yeah. That is going to be the greatest ballroom anywhere in the world. And for 150, so it gives me pleasure to do it for the country. And I'm paying for it. I'm paying for it. The country's not, and that's an expensive ballroom. I think it'll cost $250 million, and it will be, I think, the finest ballroom. So for 150 years, John, you know this? They've wanted a ballroom, and now they're going to finally have it. And it's going to knock your socks off.
Yeah. It's going to knock your socks off. It went up from 200 to 220. Now it's 250. Very soon it's going to be $1 billion. Now go on, and another reporter asks Trump if he believes that the Federal Reserve is an independent body. Oh, this is a great answer. Play the clip.
On the Federal Reserve, who do you believe the Federal Reserve is an independent body? What do you think about the independence?
Oh, it should be, but I think they should listen to smart people like me. I think I have a better instinct than him. If you look, all the economists got it wrong. I got it right, along with one other people out of 100. So they should listen to people that are smart. Nothing wrong with that. But they have to make their own choice. But they should listen.
Yeah. What he's really saying is you either listen or you get fired. Trump also then spoke about Zelensky making a deal with Putin. Play that clip.
Nobody has ever done on the border like I've done.
Mr. President, what will you tell President Zelensky if you meet with him in New York?
Well, he's going to have to get going and make a deal. He's going to have to make a deal. Zelensky's going to have to make a deal. And Europe has to stop buying oil from Russia. Okay? You know, they talk, but they have to stop buying oil from Russia. Mr. President, there are some...
Yeah. By the way, I'm not going to disagree with him on that point. All of the world should stop buying anything from Russia. And that should also include China. If you want to do any business and any trade with America, you should not be funding Vladimir Putin. Plain and simple. I'm with Trump on that one. But I like how Zelensky is going to have to make a deal. They're a sovereign nation that was invaded by another country. Meanwhile, a different reporter goes on and asks Trump about Bondi's, Attorney General Pam Bondi's comments saying that she will go after hate speech. Play the clip.
That'll come to a vote, but we'll see what happens.
And what do you think Pam Bondi saying she's going to go after hate speech? Is that, I mean, a lot of your allies say hate speech is free speech.
She'll probably go after people like you because you treat me so unfairly. It's hate. You have a lot of hate in your heart. Maybe they'll come after ABC. Well, ABC paid me $16 million recently for a form of hate speech, right? Your company paid me $16 million for a form of hate speech. So maybe they'll have to go after you. Look, we want everything to be...
Wow. I mean, Jonathan Karl's actually a pretty tame guy. He's asking a very straightforward question. What isn't hate speech? I hate to say it. Free speech. I've been the subject of hate speech by many people. Maybe I should start suing. Meanwhile, another reporter goes on to ask Trump about Utah's governor speaking about nonviolence. Play that clip.
And when it comes to the governor of Utah, what do you make of his overall message of nonviolence?
Well, I agree with it. I agree 100%. But most of the violence is on the left.
Okay, let me stop right there. All right, we're going to hear this bullshit every single day for as long as this topic remains relevant. Now, some people get angry at me because I say Charlie Kirk's assassination was a tragedy. Don't get me wrong, but it's got a shelf life. Like everything else that's going on in our chaotic government, it's got a shelf life. And I'm going to steal the time frame from Trump, 2 weeks. In 2 weeks, you're not going to be talking about Charlie Kirk. There's going to be some new chaos, some new issue that's going to take its place. Mark my words for it. All right? Nonviolence is what we should be all searching for. Just because you and I ideologically don't agree on something, violence isn't the answer. Beat them up at the ballot box. That's the way to do it. It's why I constantly say, help me to grow this community. And the bigger we are, the better we are. Now, the last clip from this morning that I want to show you is Trump saying that he's going to go after Chicago. Don't worry about it. I know we were supposed to be in Chicago. Now it looks like we're going someplace else. I kind of wonder if he decided that after people started joking again and putting up the memes of Trump tacoing on Chicago by first deciding now to go into Memphis. I don't know. Play the clip.
So I'm going to go to Chicago early against Pritzker. Pritzker's nothing. If Pritzker is smart, he'd say, please come in. So last week, over the last week and a half.
Yeah, it's not true. But you know what? In fact, I want to show you two last clips from Trump in the Oval Office just last night. First clip, Trump suggesting that he may try to remove our First Amendment. No, I'm serious. He may try to remove our First Amendment right, obviously, free speech and protesting. Play the clip.
That's a violent radical left group. Okay, go ahead.
I got peppered with a lot of comments for doing that. They still have their First Amendment right, though. They're still out there protesting.
Well,
you've got an amazing team behind you. You've done it all.
Yeah, I'm not so sure. And finally, I want to show you, Trump blew up yet another Venezuelan boat. Let me show you the response to that act. Play the clip.
But we have noticed that there are no ships in the ocean anymore. We're seeing that there's like no ships, when the first one we went, there were hundreds of boats. Now there are no boats. I wonder why. Meaning no drugs are coming across, probably stopping some fishermen too. I mean, to be honest, if I were a fisherman, I wouldn't want to go fishing. Just a nice, let's take a little trip, because I'd say, man, maybe they think I have drugs downstairs. I don't want that. I think the fishing business has probably been hurt, but there are literally no boats. This was a boat, and we were surprised to see it. Now, what?
Yeah, of course, this whole thing is insane. I mean, yes, there are ways within which to deal. By the way, in that speech, he also goes on to say that 300 million Americans have died from fentanyl and drug overdose. And again, as I said yesterday in a different episode, there's 300, according to the last census, there's about 346 million Americans in this country. Meaning, I'm probably not even here, statistically, I'm not even here engaging with you, who are not here either, because 95% of our country has been wiped out by drugs. That's how ridiculous that some of these comments coming out of this Oval Office actually are. That's why I'm going to say it again. Subscribe, watch, comment, and share. Especially share. And as always, thanks for listening. Hey, everyone. First of all, thanks for watching. I mean, we're going to be posting daily episodes with reactions and talking about politics. We'll be talking about everything, in fact. So please like and subscribe. Join us on this journey.